What is happening, beautiful people? You know who I am. I am Lily in these streets because I'm in these streets. Y'all be outside. I be outside on this interweb. And I'm going to be giving you the itch that we talk. I'm going to be talking about a lot of topics today. We're going to be talking about young Miami and India Arie. We're also going to be talking about the young man that sadly lost his life. We're going to be talking about Mr. Tigger. And then we're going to talk about boom, 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 getting the Walk of Fame. Man, great accomplishment. And I want y'all to be there for us because all of y'all are ugly mother suckers. It's this we talk. And as always, take care of yourself and others. What up? What up? What up? What up? What is the deal, pickle? I'm sorry, I just had to let my TikTok people know that I'm live. But this is the Ish We Talk, people. You know who it is. I am Lily. I am the host of this show. I am the person that just basically gives you the banner, but I am with the lady that pushes the bells and the whistles, that gets our conversations going, that starts everything. If it wasn't for her, y'all would not know me on the interweb. So give a round of applause for the dopest, tallest person that I've ever known, my cousin, my family, Lindsay.
Now, I know I'm not the tallest person you've ever known.
You know, I just had to make it. I had to make it. What's the word? Salacious. It gets the people going.
Gets the people going, right?
Gets the people going. They're gonna think you like 8 feet tall.
I know, right? Then when they see me, they're gonna be like, "Huh?
She ain't that tall. She tall as a motherfucker though, but she ain't that tall."
Right. But no, I am here. How's it going? How's life?
Life be lifing, but life is okay. To be quite honest, because I like to talk to the world and tell them the truth. I have really been, as much as I tell y'all to seek therapy, I'm actually doing my due diligence to seek therapy. I've talked to a couple of people. I've even been chatting online about therapy. So I am really trying to make sure that the betterment of my mental is going to be secured for the rest of, I guess, the time that life is going to be give me.
Okay.
How
like
you
that.
doing?
I like that. I like that. Yeah, I am here.
I'm still here, here, here.
I'm still here.
As much as we do this, I don't understand why that ain't rising the charts yet.
I don't know, because that's up there with "Marry Me" by Rashida at this point. You know what I mean? Put them on the mic and want to marry me.
Yeah, that was the most overrated thing she could have said in her life.
Man, it meant that. Shawty Low meant that for sure.
Put him on and made him want to marry me. Shit, that nigga wanted to marry you for the perks. That nigga wasn't giving a fuck about none of that vagina that you was giving out.
No.
Because that man was giving everybody else a turn.
Right, absolutely.
And that's not allegedly. That's the truth.
Oh no, that was caught on candid camera.
putting him on and make. You can see in the disdain in his face, like, man, I'm about to go to another broad's house tonight. What are you
Okay.
talking about?
Right.
I want to play this song.
She got the hot tub on deck. It is steaming. I can't wait to get up out this bitch Jeep.
Oh.
Yeah, I married your ass. All right. Yeah, you sure right.
Yeah, man. I'm about to go to a girl whose nickname is Soda Pop because she got that squirt. That's the type of time Kirk was on.
Yeah. So yeah, that was definitely a time. That was definitely a time. So yeah, this is the Ish We Talk, guys. So are we ready to get into these topics?
Let's get into these topics. Let's go.
Yeah. So one thing that I do want to mention that totally forgot to put on the docket, the Emmy nominations came out, and guess who got 3 nominations?
The way you are looking, I really don't even want to know. I don't. But tell the world.
So, there's this guy who was a rapper, and now he's a actor / producer, has a little production company. They put out a couple of productions, one of them being a documentary series on Sean Diddy Combs. That is Mr. Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent. He got 3 nominations for that Diddy documentary. Ain't that some shit?
Hey man, say what you want about 50 Cent.
Oh my gosh.
You can say 50 Cent is a has-been rapper. You can say 50 Cent is washed up. You can say 50 Cent don't rap no more. You can say all that. What you can't say is Curtis Jackson, not one of the best businessmen that we have seen in the industry for a long period of time. This man knows how to really be a concrete rose, and you got to give him his flowers for that.
Man.
You can't deny
some crazy shit, dog. I was like, when I heard that earlier today, I said, I know you fucking lying. Oh, I know you fucking lying. And then you know Diddy is pissed. You know he pissed. So, but what can you do? What can you do? But yeah.
Firebug. Firebug got 3 nominations. Oh my God. This is what tells you the power of media. That's I ain't gonna hate.
I mean, at this point, how can you? You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna hate. Hey, man, do your thing, Curtis.
Yeah. How can you at this point? But yeah, so thought I'd throw that in there. But so let's start on a happy note. So on July 8th, Bone Thugs and Harmony had a ceremony because they received their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.
It was an awesome event. I actually went. I went and came back like I never left. But it was an awesome occasion. It was a lot of people there. I'm not the only person that traveled. A lot of people traveled to see this. And the internet has had all kinds of accolades for them and celebrating. All 5 members were there. They're all in good health and good spirits. They had Ice-T. He spoke. Big Boy the radio personality, Big Boy.
Mm-hmm.
He was the MC, and Fat Joe spoke. And so, yeah, all 5 members spoke. You know, they said their thank yous and whatnot. Their family and friends were there, and yeah, us fans were there, and it was a great occasion. You know, definitely was an honor. Definitely was something that I wouldn't have any problem doing again. So the question is, what is something that is not necessarily directed to you personally, but it is you, so to speak, that you would travel for?
You know, when you send me this, I had to think about it
Mm-hmm.
for a long time. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I was really pondering over this.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first thing I wanted to say is nothing. And the reason why I will say nothing, because I don't downplay nobody for living in the moment
Mm-hmm.
and getting to see things. I from my background and how I grew up, like every time I've ever went out of town for a long time, and two, I actually had a relationship and had children. It was always for business, so I never like was like and glamored of and enamored, excuse me, of always just like going places. And then I
Mm-hmm.
sat there and I thought about it, and I was like, what would be something that I would actually go and see? And the only thing that I can say about that is, um, if it was like a real true alien that like came through and was like um holding a press conference, because I got to see that shit in real time.
An alien.
Alien. Other than that, I don't really give a fuck about celebrities, and it's not that I don't care about celebrities like that. It's just like that's not the thing that moves me. Um, and I'm gonna sound arrogant when I say this, is I live in a mental state where I feel like I'm my own celebrity, so I don't really care about nobody else. And I say that working a job and not being famous at all, but and I still have that um superiority complex where I'm like, I ain't gonna pay money to see another person somewhere where it's gonna cost me too much. But
Mm.
like if it was one of those things where it was like, no, aliens are actually here and they're gonna do a press conference live on CNN. Yeah, I'm gonna show up for that.
Okay. Okay, and that's fair. Um, you know, certain people, you know, don't think that it's worth it. And then certain people are like, I think it's absolutely worth it and whatnot. We do have Tohi watching, and she says, well, I travel for TS Madison and have been all the better for it. I guess I really travel for experience. If it seems like it'll be a good experience, a memory I'll reflect on over and over, then it's worth it. And she also says, by the way, what's up, Ish Talkers? Child got on here to watch. Can't say that word. And was like, damn, guess I need to talk some ish. That's she got on here to watch TS Madison. That's her show.
Got
Like,
you.
yeah. But yeah, no. Some people feel like you know what I mean? Because, some people when I told them what I was doing, they was just like, okay. Like not necessarily thinking that it was like that big of a deal, but then some people were like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
I thought what you did was pretty cool. Like even in my mental, I'm like, No, because I know you're you're a diehard fan. So that is something I knew you were gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Like hands down, I'm like, nah, I don't know. She'll move heaven and earth to make sure that she sees that, because these are people she's invested in, which is 100% true and fair for everybody. I've never been that and again, I guess it's just me. I've never been the person that thinks about it's a once in a lifetime thing. And you know, like
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never, even though things have been once in a lifetime things. Um, it's one of those things where I really believe either I was born too early or I was born too late, because certain things I wish I was a part of. I wish I got to see Martin Luther King. I wish I got to see Malcolm X in certain places. I wish that I was born in the 2000s so I can actually see the change that's happening. But as far as like what I've seen, like none of this. Like I would have, like if you would have put that same question with if I had a time machine, I would have told you I wanted to go to the OJ trial.
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
Yeah, I'm one of those. I just, because sometimes I'll be just thinking about like I want to be a part of something where I can actually sit there and realize how fucked up we is. Sometimes I don't like to celebrate, and that's the problem. It's just like so much stuff happened in my life. I always keep things at like a solid level, so I want to realize how fucked up shit is.
Yeah,
and be a part of the solution of why that shit was fucked up. So that's just my opinion. I'm not telling nobody not to do that. I told you I praised everybody that was spending the money on Chris Brown, and doing, because I applaud y'all for doing that. I just don't have the mental capacity to be on that type time.
Yeah, you talking about the meet and greets.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I understand people that do that, you know. That ain't something I could do. But I definitely understand why people would do it, because it is a once in a lifetime experience. And you know, certain things you just can't put a price tag on. You know, like some people was like, that's a drop in the bucket to see my all-time fave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? And he was very gracious with those people that paid that money, you know. He definitely gave them their money's worth.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he says, child, I ain't know you was doing that, but guess I should have known. I was just about to get in here and ask you about that, Lindsay. Yes, yes, I definitely did that. And it was great. I'll do it again. For them. There ain't nobody else I'm gonna necessarily go take time out of my day to go specifically for that reason. If I just so happen to be in LA and they're like, hey, such and such is getting a star, I might shoot down there, you know, because I thought it was a really cool experience. And when you think about it and put it into perspective, this is literally cemented for decades and decades to come. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're a part of a class of elite entertainers that are getting their flowers, and the majority of them get their flowers while they're still smelling them. You
Right.
know, and they have given some, you know, after they've passed, but the majority of the time they're still here. So to get recognized for your work and have it literally be cemented for time and time to come, because I mean, there were certain people that we saw, stars, that it was like, dang, I ain't thought about them and I don't know how long. Like, I don't know if you have ever heard of the actor Montgomery Clift.
Yeah.
Okay. So we saw his star. And so my mom was just like, you know who that is? I'm like, yeah. I kind of had to study him in school. Like, you know, so but I know how big of it, because I studied him, I know how big of a deal he was in his prime, you know. So to see that, and then people in 2026 seeing that, still keeping his name in their mouth, and he's been gone for God knows how long. You know what I mean? So it's just like stuff like that. Like they will forever be where they're at when people walk past and they get to looking at the stars and they see Bone Thugs and Harmony star and they don't have never heard of them, they're gonna Google them to figure out what it is. You
So
know.
my thing with the star on the Walk of Fame, I really want to know, like, what do you have to do to remain there? Because it's been plenty of stars that have been removed from the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
I guess just, you know, not have that much controversy.
Yeah, because it's been a couple of stars that have been removed from there, and it's like,
but that's because they had like huge controversies and stuff, like just like some things that just were unavoidable. And then there's been one that was vandalized numerous times. You want to guess which one that was?
if I could, is he the president?
He is the current one.
I figured that.
Yeah.
I figured it was the president.
Yeah. The current one. Now he's not the only president that has one. Yeah, because Reagan got one too. But yeah, they have vandalized it a few times. So, and he got it pre first term. So.
Oh yeah, because he was a just to be quite fair, I'm and it's not no being on no extra and not saying that I'm a supporter.
Mm-hmm.
I will 100% say at one point, everybody loved him because of the way he was a failure, but knew how to brand failure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so much so that a lot of us didn't know he was a failure.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, everybody just because he branded his name so tough, and that's one thing I will give to him. He branded his name so tough, nobody knew that he was a failure in business.
Mm-hmm.
So much so to the point now that they say the reason why he's president is because of his business tactics. And I'm like, that's a lie.
Yeah, right. Because he wasn't that good of a businessman.
That's a lie. That's a lie. And I'm and not to say that I'm not educated, but I'm very minutely educated on who he is. But I do know he was a failure at what he started at.
Yeah.
But to be fair, Abraham Lincoln failed at 41 businesses before he became the president of the United States. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. So he says, "Hey, I hear you had to pay or make a donation to get a star. I remember hearing that. Yeah. So that's the reason why quite a few people who you would think would have a star do not, because from what I understand, it's about 30,000, and they either raise it or you pay, but yeah, like you get nominated and you have about 2 years to have your ceremony. And yeah, and they say that money is for the upkeep, but if you walk down some of the streets, you're like, yeah, ain't that much upkeep. So but yeah, that's what they say. It's about 30,000, and it's supposed to be for the life of the star. And yeah, so some people, you know, have denied. I want to say like Clint Eastwood, Denzel Washington, and a host of other people. They have declined the star because of this reason. And I get it. I definitely get it, because I mean, if it's something that you're celebrating me for. Why should anybody have to pay for it?
Why am I paying for it?
Yeah, and it's a tourist attraction, so I would think the city will pay for it. But who am I?
I mean, well, logically, I would say this. A lot of people are going to deny because if you start having a bunch of Hollywood stars, then it's going to go way beyond the spot, and then you're going to have Hollywood stars in the middle of Compton.
Mm-hmm.
And if you, and just to be quite fair, and it's not downplaying Compton before y'all say anything about me for saying this, but I will say honestly, if I'm a Caucasian individual, I'm probably not trying to contribute to Compton.
You know, sure.
Yeah.
So Tohi says, child, is to buy the next one. It's a scale Todd's ass set up. It's a scheme that Todd's ass set up. When I heard that, it honestly takes away from the specialness of it all. Yeah. Well, you still have to be nominated. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't just pick anybody. So I wouldn't necessarily say it takes away from the specialness, but it is like, damn, I gotta pay for this, you know? So and like,
Why do I
they
want to
either pay for it or somebody, or not somebody, but they either raise the money or they pay for it. So
and that's the thing. Why would I put money into being remembered? That's that's the thing in a nutshell. It's like, why would I pay money to be remembered? You're supposed to remember me because I'm great, not because I'm giving them $30,000 every time they say we're gonna lift your star up. So
no, I understand.
I get what people. I understand why people are saying that. I understand why people don't. They opt out of it.
Yeah. No, I get it as well. And it's no slight or downplay to anybody that has respectfully declined. But in the same breath, it's no slight or downplay to anybody that say, you know what, who do I write the check to?
Exactly. Like that's the thing. It's like I'm not saying you're wrong or you're right for that. I'm just saying some people think a certain way and some people think another way.
Yeah.
If I've been in movies for 30 years plus, I probably would do it too. If I've been in a rap game for so long that people still respect me and I got the money to do it, I probably would say, yeah, cut the check.
Yeah.
Cut the
I would do
check.
it. I would do it, you know. Yeah, I mean, you're a part of an elite group because they've been doing these stars officially. I think the first ones went down in 1960. So, and they're only in the 2000s. So, you're a part of a very, very, very elite group. You know, because I want to say they're number 2851 or something like that, or 2651. I can't remember what their number is, but yeah, like you're a part of a very elite group, and then you know, this ain't the only controversy as well, because there has been things that people have said about it being racist and how it's not that much diversity. So that's another thing as well. Yeah, but you know, shout out to them. Shout out
to Bone.
Yeah. So it was just great. It was just a great to be amongst a lot of people that feel the same way about them, because usually it's like one or two other people that I run into that feel like me, if not worse. And then is everybody else looking at us like, I mean, they cool and all, but you know. So to be amongst my people was awesome. There was this one guy, he had like I want to say about 3 different AI songs that were commemorating this particular occasion, and they sounded good too.
That's what's
They
up. That's what's
yeah,
up.
yeah, because people had brought out their own speakers and stuff. They had speakers, they were playing their stuff, and you would have thought that they was in the studio somewhere the way they was cussing. so, so yeah, but
I'm one of those people that I like Bone. I can honestly say, Bone. I as a group, I love Bone, but I will honestly say I'm not Lindsay, so I can't tell you, um, more than the first 7 words every last one of these people say. Um,
shit, maybe.
but I still love them the same. They brought a genre to rap.
Yeah.
Um, I don't care what nobody talking about. Fast, excuse me, fast rhymes with harmony. Ain't nobody beating them. And
Oh
I'll
no.
just end it at that.
Yeah. 100%. He says, I mean, people pay for Grammys. You
Do
know,
they though?
they may buy a Grammy. Yeah, they may buy a Grammy. Or maybe the record label may buy it or something like that. But no, it's not like a fee per se. But yeah. But that was
Boom,
that
boom,
was
boom, boom.
yeah. So the next thing is definitely a sad story. So this 18-year-old kid out of Mississippi, his name is Nolan Wells, Nolan Xavier Wells. He went on a trip with his buddies on the 4th of July and unfortunately never made it home. A couple of days later, they found a body in the body of water that him and his friends were having fun on, and ended
Allegedly.
up, yeah, allegedly, and it ended up being Mr. Wells' body. So it doesn't make a lot of sense what all is transpiring with this case, because how does everybody go to the party or event or whatever the case may be, but he's the only one that comes back? Nobody contacted anybody saying somebody drowned or anything of the sort. Everybody just came back like shit was normal. Nobody notified anybody that somebody was missing or anything like that. And he kind of sticks out like a sore thumb because he was the only black person there.
Exactly.
So, you know, what white folks are completely oblivious to is something that's like unfortunately in the front of our brains, and that is racism. Like, we feel like, yeah, they did something to this black kid, and this is not the first time we've heard of something like this. There have been countless occasions, unfortunately, when you're the only black person, somehow you end up dead, and you're supposed to be amongst friends. So this brings up um a lot of people's questions about what really occurred, what they've been telling their kids. Like, some people are even coming for the parents on why you let your black kid hang with all these white kids. And it just really sucks that we're in 2026, we're still living in a time that we have to have these conversations, and we have to have these topics, and we have to talk about stuff like this. But shit like this just keeps happening, and it's just so sad. Um, the parents did go on Good Morning America with their attorney. They're being represented by Ben Crump now. Um, they did an interview with Michael Strahan. They have shipped his body to another state for a autopsy and having it performed by somebody who's not affiliated with anything in Mississippi. So that's what they're pretty much waiting on, is the results from that. But yeah, there's also a video that I saw like a day or two ago of a fight.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't the actual fight that I saw. It was like the aftermath of the fight. But it was still all kinds of white people. Nolan was the only black person. And he was like trying to prevent his friend, looked like, from going and getting beat up even more, because the friend visibly was beaten up. He had a bloody nose, mouth, all this kind of stuff. And it was a grown ass white man that was like pissed off at whatever this boy done did. So yeah, I don't know. Like, you couldn't hear clearly the words that were being said, but it was a complete altercation. And like I said, the boy's face was bloody. So yeah. So we have that video. I don't know what, all I know is that that video is just basically saying that something happened.
Yeah.
Whether it's related or not, something happened.
Oh no, it's super related.
Yeah. But I mean, we don't know 100% because, you know, Nolan wasn't a part of the fight. At least from what we see in the video, he wasn't part of the fight. The only person that we see that was part of the fight was the boy with the bloody nose.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like we just, I don't know, we got to sit and wait, you know, with the rest of the world. But then even if we get back autopsy results saying that maybe he passed a totally different way and this was a whole setup or a cover up or whatever the case may be, like, then what? What are they gonna do? You know, because there has been countless times where it doesn't matter what the autopsy says. They're gonna go with what the hell they want to go with, and that's it. And that's all. You know, so it's like, I don't know. I don't know. What are your thoughts about this situation?
All right, so let me do this. I got 14 minutes and 38 seconds to say this.
Okay.
What happened to him was very, very tragic. So 100% my condolences to the mother, the father, and the family of Mr. Wells. The whole idea of why was he out with these white people or anything of that nature, I will say this. His mother and father tried to secure him into a situation where it was better for him to excel to the utmost of what he wanted to be. He wanted to be a star football player and he wanted to excel in education. He was someone who not only put fuel in or put the battery in his back to be better. From what I've seen is he made other people better around him. And I say this to say this. When you have this type of caliber of black men in the Mississippi Delta, you're going to have a lot of people who are not of your hue that act like they're cool with you and don't care about you at all. And for me, I could be wrong. And this is when Lindsay can say these are the opinions of the ish we talk. But this is the opinion of Lily. This was an assassination that happened because he had surrounded himself around some people who wasn't a part of his hue, these people got into it with some people, and they said, if anything, this nigger, it ain't gonna make it tonight. Because I don't believe, and I could be wrong, but I don't believe that his so-called friends thought this was gonna end that way. But I do know bread butters bread. So I do believe when it happened, they all made sure that they were going to be okay out of this situation.
Yeah.
I don't believe it was intentional, but I do believe that they made sure that their I's were dotted and their T's was crossed where they thought they were going to do it. They thought they were going to do that. But the flaw in that, it makes no fucking sense. How do you say he left? And I'm just being me because I'm not saying what they said verbatim. But how are you gonna say he left with a bitch and left his fucking phone? That ain't never gonna happen to anybody whatsoever fucking ever. Nobody, not in this time and age. You're not gonna do that. For two, how were you? Because I was raised like this. If 4 of y'all come back, or excuse me, 4 of y'all leave, then 4 of y'all got to come back. If only 3 of y'all come back, y'all need to have a real reason why it's only 3 of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100%. Ain't no more of, oh nah, he went with a girl. That shit don't fly in nobody's household nowadays.
Nope. Nope.
Another thing I didn't understand about the situation was all of y'all deleted y'all social media. So I'm like, if everybody believes in conspiracy theories, then y'all understand where I'm going. Like, ain't no way in the world y'all did that unless y'all didn't want people to like tell y'all the same shit I'm about to tell y'all. None of this makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
Y'all supposed to be his friend. Supposedly y'all his friend. I believe what happened was, and again, what I believe happened was, y'all got into it with the wrong old boys, and them old boys made an example out of the nigga that was with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all family is covering that shit the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because what nobody even talks about, which I found baffling, is all of the people that y'all went out, that y'all are between the ages of 17 and 18. And y'all are showing pictures of y'all drinking and y'all doing everything. That's illegal in my city. So it's super superior legal because my daddy is from Mississippi. I know that's illegal there. They got towns in Mississippi that don't even serve liquor after a certain time.
Yeah.
So I know everything y'all was doing was illegal. I think y'all got too far out being white and privileged. And what those people did was take advantage of your so-called black friend. And instead of defending him, y'all are covering y'all ass. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
And to get into the deep root of it all is why in spots like that, segregation should have never fucking got annulled because you have to separate yourself from that type of shit. Because they're gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, however way we slice it, we can go through this whole legal system, we can go through the news, we can go through everything, and I could be wrong about that. Again, this is Lily's opinion. We can go through all of this shit, and I bet you not one hair on these white boys' heads will touch a actual penitentiary, and it should.
Yeah.
And I'll just end it there because y'all are being silent, y'all are being complacent, and y'all are not telling the actual truth. That man didn't come from that. From what people have been saying and what his mother and father has been saying on social media, this is one of the stand-up guys you are ever going to meet. He would have never left y'all for a bitch because he was raised a different way. He was raised that if I'm going out with y'all, I come home with y'all. He was raised that way.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he did hang out with this bitch, and again, this is me talking. This ain't this young man, this 18-year-old man talking where he'd be like, oh, it was a girl I met. No, this is me talking. He would have never been like, oh, I'm gonna hang out with this bitch and y'all can leave me. That's a false fucking narrative. And first to fuck off, if I'm gonna leave with her, why the fuck would I give you my phone?
Makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. At all.
It ain't enough good pussy in the world, and I'm a man in my 40s. It ain't enough good pussy in the world where I'm gonna be like, hey boy, hold my phone. I'm about to go talk to this bitch. Fuck no.
Right. It makes absolutely no sense. And they know it. They know it. But you know, especially in Mississippi, you can give any old excuse and they'll accept it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, case closed, he drowned. No, because I don't even believe he drowned. I honestly believe he passed away and then they put him in the water.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what happened. I truly believe that he was either beat to death or he was suffocated and they threw him in the water.
Yeah.
Again, this is the opinion of Lily.
Yeah. And that's my opinion too. I have no info on this outside of what's been made public, but that's what I believe. Tohi says, I agree something ain't right, and while I pray there is an end that makes sense, we honestly know better. Dog, it's shit like this that makes me hate magic is only make believe. I swear what we are fight is something that can't be seen and can't be fought in the mortal realm. If we ain't gonna call on the ancestors, the shit can they just come anyway and help us out. Man, if we could call on the ancestors a lot, we probably would have called on them centuries ago.
Listen,
they have tried us to capacity and they just keep going. They just keep fucking going.
it's just and it's one of those things because we got a couple of minutes left on this, so I will say this. Our ancestors are telling us in our dreams and telling us in our inner thoughts, telling us in that gut feeling, and a lot of us choose to ignore it. And I will honestly say I'm one of those that did the same thing, and all of that ended up being bad for me. When I had a gut feeling from the jump, and I was like, oh no, that's just your nerves tripping. It always end up being bad for me. And now when I have that gut feeling, I go with it. But we have to understand it. Like they're reaching out to us in the best way they can. They cannot be on this mortal plane anymore. Yeah. We just have to be in tune with what's going on. With him, because his mother and father thought they were taking him to a place, he never got in tune with his ancestors and what it really was. And this is what we're seeing. Again, this is my opinion. This is not law. This is my opinion.
Yeah. So Tohi also says, laugh my ass off. Forgive my rambling typing, child. I didn't think it wouldn't make that much sense.
No,
No worries,
I
no worries.
understand exactly what you were
Yeah,
saying.
we
I know
got what
Lindsay
you were
does too.
saying. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, reading it for the first time, I'm like, okay. But yeah, but prayers out to the family. I hope that they can make some sense out of all of this. But yeah, we'll definitely be watching and you know, talking about what the outcome is for sure. So he said, dude, that is why I really don't trust white folks, especially now. Um, I'm not mad at you for thinking that. You know,
I'm not either.
I'm not mad at you for thinking that. And that's the part that sucks because there are good white folks just like there are good black folks, just like there are bad white folks, just like there are bad black folks. But
Exactly.
it's like as far as like black people, it's kind of like a person by person thing. And with white folks, it's kind of like, okay, a checklist. You know what I mean? Like you're checking off all of these. Okay, I know not to fuck with your type. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like that's kind of how, and it's like an unwritten rule. You know, it's not really necessarily something that we discussed at our first of the month meeting, but it's something that we do. And with today's age of kids, I don't feel like they have that in them to do that. And I feel like that's a lot of the discourse that's been going on online because a lot of people are trying to blame the parents. And it's like, no, because like Rachel True, the actress, she came out and she made a post and she was just saying, instead of y'all blaming the parents for having their son around all these white kids, y'all need to be blaming the white kids' parents for making racist kids. I'm paraphrasing. But yeah, you're right. But in the same breath, you can't dictate what other people do. You can only kind of try to control what happens with the people under your house.
Exactly.
So
And then you can't even control that.
right, to a certain extent you can't, because they could have said, I don't want you to do X, Y, and Z, but he's technically an adult at 18. He could have done whatever he wanted legally. So it's like, I mean, it's a hard case. It's a hard case. But like I said, prayers out to the family, of course. So, next up is Big Tigger. So we all know Big Tigger from BET's Rap City, The Basement, and various things on BET. But he's also a radio personality on V103 in Atlanta, and he has been for a long, periodically time.
Yeah, he's been there for a minute.
He's been there for a long time. So, recently, his wife came out and she posted this video with her eyebrow like busted open, and she wasn't really saying too much in the video, but it was implied that Big Tigger had busted her upside her head. And then she also accused his co-host and him of having an extramarital affair. They eventually came out and both completely denied the accusations. And furthermore, the co-host is suing the wife for defamation. But then next thing you know, Big Tigger gets arrested. And he got arrested for assault and for endangerment of a child. And the endangerment of the child part is because what they're saying was that there was an altercation where it led to his wife's eyebrow being busted open. And this happened in the presence of one of her kids. So I didn't know that you can be charged for some shit happening in front of a kid, because there should be a lot of adults with charges if that's the case. But I digress. So next thing you know, a video appears. And this video is surveillance. It's a surveillance footage, so it wasn't no audio in the footage, but it looks like they may have had like it may have been like a basement or something like that. It looks like a bar or something like that. And you can tell that they were having a heated exchange, but then she goes out of the room. And you don't see nothing too much out of that. So we're like, okay, this don't really tell us nothing. Oh, but then we get cell phone footage of a situation that happened with Big Tigger and his wife. And she basically took his cell phone and he was trying to get it back. Now, there was a back and forth, but he like was really trying to grab the phone, and she was like putting it up under her shirt. She was tucking it like it was a football. She put herself on the floor on top of the cell phone, and he is really trying to get the phone. He's standing over her trying to get the phone. And the whole time, a boy who I assume is her son is recording and telling Tigger to leave her alone, to go get another phone, to leave her alone. You're hurting her, and Mr. Tigger, stop. Mr. Tigger, stop.
Mr. Tigger.
Mr. Tigger. Now, this situation ain't funny, but to hear somebody say Mr. Tigger is hilarious.
Oh, Mr. Tigger floored me.
Yeah.
Mr. Tigger let me know that this is a setup.
It looked very much like a skit. It did. It looked very much like a skit. Unbeknownst to Tigger.
Exactly.
You know, so
this is a setup. This is a setup play.
You talk about a scheme that Todd set up.
This is my wife. So if this is my wife, then my wife's children know my name.
But she called him Tigger too. What I assume is that Tigger may be like a childhood nickname, and like literally nobody calls him his real name.
And I get that 100%. I get everything you about to say.
Yeah.
But so this is where my mind goes. This is a nigga that just been taking care of me. So unless I'm saying Pops, Daddy, or this Tigger, that's what we call you. Mr. Tigger.
Mr. Tigger
is fucking diabolical.
Right.
That was a setup because it made it look like he's a dictator in his house.
I see where you're going with this. Yeah. I see where you're going with this.
Because ain't nowhere in the world I am telling this boy to call me Mr. Tigger.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never did that shit. He did that shit because it's a setup.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to cut you off, but I'm saying,
no, you're good.
For these young men out here, understand that sometimes your mama ain't shit. Stop listening to your mama when it comes to certain shit, when it comes to the situation you in. If you in a situation that was way better than you have been in, and You ain't never seen him go upside your mama head. And I'm telling you this from experience. If you ain't never seen him go up on your mama's head like that, you don't set that man up like that. Because just to be quite fair, and I'm only telling you because I know the truth. A man that is bopping your motherfucking mama is doing that shit from the jump, and he don't give a fuck who looking at it. You allowed your mama to put you in a setup scheme because everybody's mama ain't right.
Right.
Your mama clearly ain't shit. Your mama slid to the floor. She purposely made it look like on your camera that he was trying to force her, and you can clearly see that he didn't try to do that. Only thing he's supposed to do is get his phone. I will tell you this, America, you cannot take anybody's personal possessions without them legally getting it back. They can legally get that back from you. All that screaming and fussing and fighting, they can legally get that back from you because legally it's not fucking yours.
Yeah. And that's what people were saying in some of the comments, because when that video dropped, it was all over the place. And a lot of people in the comments was like, the only thing I see that's against the law is her taking the phone.
Exactly.
That's theft. Yeah. And and then some people took it like, okay, she was 100% wrong with taking the phone, but don't even put yourself in that trick bag. Just go get another phone, which I get that as well. But in the same breath, why I gotta go through all that? Bitch, give me my phone.
I 100% legally don't have to do that. Legally, I could be like, give me my motherfucking phone back, and I can take my phone back. Now, legally, Tigger did everything on this video that was completely right. That nigga did not physically assault her. She tucked her phone under her shirt, under her bra. He can legally go under there and get his shit back.
Possession. Yeah.
That's his phone. Everybody's making this assumption about how he's so wrong, and like, because I've seen certain comments that fucked me up, like, oh nah, as a man, you supposed to do this. As a man, I'm telling you this right here.
Mm-hmm.
You not about to take nothing from me, and I can't get it back from you.
Right.
I ain't saying that I'm gonna put your body in harm, but I'm getting my fucking things back. Mm-hmm. And I can legally do that. And on camera, he didn't do any type of physical assault. He just was trying to get his phone, which furthermore lets me know that all of this shit is trumped up charges.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
He went to jail for nothing, and the video exonerated him. And if they go past that and say that he assaulted her, then he needs to sue.
Yeah. Yeah, because not only has this been out in the internet for the world to see, he also had to take a leave of absence from his show. And Tigger, for the most part, has been squeaky clean. You don't really hear his voice or his name in any type of scandal, good, bad, or indifferent. Tigger's just Tigger. Like, that's Tigger. So it's sad and it's unfortunate that this is going on. But yeah, this woman, she doesn't sound like she's the best individual, because I mean, it's completely unrelated to this, but she does have some charges from back in the day that were on her. So
all I'm saying is all good pussy ain't good pussy, Tigger. And like I get it. I understand what it is. Like, but you made a flaw. I made a flaw too. I did the same thing. I understand where you at. And listen to me, because I've grew up as a man.
Mm-hmm.
I went through a situation where, I thought this pussy was great. I did not even even think about fathoming the mental capacity of the bitch that I was fucking. We've all been there. The problem is you did that as an older man, and now you're seeing the repercussions. But what exonerated you was the fabrication in these videos, because or the video, because they literally lied. Her fucking son was like, "You're stepping on her." We can clearly see he's not.
He's not. Yeah. Yeah. That man or that boy was definitely gaslighting the entire hell out of the situation.
Because you're listening to your mother, and that's the problem. You're listening to your mother because you never had a father in your life. And I'm saying this for everybody to listen to. You never had a father in your life. You've always listened to your mother, and everything that you ever went through, your mother was taking care of this. And so again, you're going to always side with your mother. And I understand that because I grew up the same way. At the same time, you are putting a man in jeopardy for no fucking reason.
Yeah. 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 For real.
I love my mama to death. I'll tell you, because we got a couple of minutes left, so I'll tell you a story real quick. I went through a situation where one time I came home and I watched all my step-pops' clothes being outside. My mama throw all these shit. Fuck you, bop, 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 bop. First thing I did is start picking up my step-pops' clothes. Why I did that is because it's embarrassing, because we're living on 2 acres of land and we don't need these white people to know what the fuck is going on in niggerdom. You know what I'm saying? Just to be 100.
Yeah,
so I'm picking it, and they're yelling, they're going back and forth, they're arguing. And what I did is, and I told them, you take that inside. Now, I understood this. Not at one time was I going to accuse my step-pops of putting his hands on my mama, because he did not do that. What he did was tell her, you're not going to keep throwing my clothes out the house. So he was grabbing clothes as she was throwing them.
Mm-hmm.
If I was in 2026 and trying to film this, I still wouldn't have said that he was trying to assault her.
Right.
Because I know better. I know this was whatever trauma my mama was going through at that time.
Mm-hmm.
She was trying to make him the villain, and he was not.
Right. Right.
He was not, regardless of what he did. I don't know what he did.
Mm-hmm.
But that right there, him literally grabbing his clothes out the air and telling her to calm down, I would never be like, Mr. Tigger, stop it. Because I know better.
Right.
Because I fucking know better.
Right. Right.
Like, even back then, I was still team mama. What the fuck is going on? Y'all got me fucked up. But what I did say, and I told them, and I will promise you, I could put them on a podcast today, they'll tell you. I said, man, y'all putting these white folks in our business. Y'all crazy.
Yep. Now you're that black couple.
Yeah.
You know?
Out of we sitting here, we on 2 acres of land. We living good out here. Mm-hmm. And all they hear is y'all fighting. Y'all tripping.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all tripping. Y'all need to do that in the house.
Yeah.
Where it's soundproof. Right. And don't nobody hear this shit.
Right. Right. Exactly. So Toby says, Tigger ain't never been in no mess in all these years, and now this. Somebody sounds mad and was trying to get some get back. I'm honestly curious to see how this plays out. I agree. Beckerman is watching. Hey, Beckerman. He says, I'm okay with throwing clothes as long as it's socks. But just single socks, not balled up socks.
Oh, no. No. Shout out to Beckerman. That's my guy. I'm talking about, man, I love this man to the core.
Yeah.
No, that man is throwing socks out. Like, I'm talking about socks out. if you ever, we gonna put him on a podcast one day,
Yeah.
or when we do the live,
Yeah,
he
you
there,
gotta come to the live.
and he will tell you at the live show his theory and his logic, and it makes so much sense on why you just throw socks away and just go buy some more socks. Like, I promise you, because at first I was like, man, nah, that's just that rich people shit. And he was like, no, logically, why would you have to fuss with socks and the laundry? Because those are the problems. When you can literally just buy a pack of 30 for like $13. And if you were not like, you know, the people that buy Red Bull, the people that buy like coffee in the morning, all that, you're literally spending more money. And he don't do any of that. I don't do any of that. So why can't I just spend $13 a month on socks when I can buy a pack of 30? He has a legit argument.
Points.
I told him, I was like, man, I can't even fault you on that. That's right. Real talk.
Points are made. I give him that. But yeah. So he says, I deserve to throw my socks away. I know that's right.
Yeah. And he does. He deserves to.
Yeah.
Come on, man. He's married. He loves his wife. He does everything in the world. Why can't I throw my socks away?
Right. Give me this one thing. I'm going to throw my socks away.
That's it. I'm not going out drinking every night with the homeboys. Right. I ain't smoking weed. I'm not doing any of this extra. My luxury is I want to spend $13 every month buying myself new socks.
Right. I want brand new cotton in between my toes. So yeah.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, no, not at all. But yeah, so that is the big Tigger situation. Definitely we'll be keeping our good eye on this one because I am curious to see how this one unfolds. So last up is real quick, our India Arie and Young Miami debate. So Young Miami does have this great song that is called Spend It.
We're gonna call it great. We're gonna call it great.
It's great, it's amazing, you know, it's provocative, it gets the people going. So
that it does.
Yeah. So she really did her big one with this. And it has been making its rounds. And you know, Miss India Arie, who is known for having positive messages in her music, just pretty much came out and just was like, you know, this is the state of the world if this is what's popular now. A lot of people, you know, took what she said and ran with it and thought that she was trying to call for a boycott of the song. But she did not. She did not call for a boycott of the song. So she did, you know, reply to some people's comments on her comment and whatnot, and just pretty much, you know, made crystal clear what she was saying. My quick thoughts are, it is a double standard, but in the same breath, people have come for music for decades now, but it does seem like they come for women's music way more than they come for men's music. But whether they come for men or women's music, it's always somebody coming for music, thinking that they have the moral compass for all things holy and that certain things shouldn't be celebrated or tolerated or anything of the sort. Yeah, and there's countless examples of this occurring throughout the decades. But I say, hey, you like what you like. If you feel like you listening to a song is going to make you commit some felonies, then you have something going on that you need to probably have some couch time over.
Ooh,
You know,
that's
because
a heavy bar right there.
yeah, because I feel like all those songs can put you in a mood or something like that. But if a song is really making you want to do something illegal, when maybe you was a pillar in the community prior to hearing a song, and now all of a sudden you want to be a scammer and a booster because of one song you heard one time. Yeah, there's something else going on, and you need some couch time. You know, um, a song can hype you up, but you already got to be in the mindset.
Pipe me
You
up.
know,
Pipe me up.
yeah,
Pipe me
like,
up.
and then there's a whole bunch of worse things that people have said in music, but this is the hill that you want to die on. Okay. And then she's talking about scamming corporations that are pretty much getting over on us anyway. But that's a whole nother conversation for another day. So what are your thoughts?
So my thoughts is this, and I want to be very clear when I say this, and I say this with the utmost respect for Young Miami. I don't listen to Young Miami, and the reason why I don't is because I am a man who is over 40, who um, doesn't listen to satire music anymore. With that being said, I'm not gonna act like that I wasn't from the ages of 10 to probably 27, 28 that was listening to music that was demeaning and downgrading my Black culture. And it wasn't because I thought it was cool to demean and downgrade my Black culture. It was a fucking bop. The fuck are we talking about? So I I understand where the demographic of the 40s and the 50 year olds are telling us, oh man, you shouldn't listen to this, and this is this and this is that and all that, and they're doing this and they're doing that. And I always, every time I hear anybody in my age range say this, I turn around and look at them and be like, uh, you know, your mama used to listen to Tutti Frutti, Good Booty, and that was a song about busting dudes in the butt. And y'all, and back then, it was almost like you're going to jail for being gay. But that was a bop on the radio. Tutti Frutti, Old Rudy. When you get the album, it was Tutti Frutti, Good Booty. So if you're going to be mad at Young Miami, be mad at your grandma for getting the real album. If you gonna get mad at Young Miami for making a song where she's like, where my young scammers at? Are you gonna get mad at Chuck Berry? I always ask that real quick because Chuck Berry had crazy lyrics.
You know who has crazy lyrics? Just a whole genre in itself. And it's not rap music. Blues. Blues has crazy, raunchy lyrics. And nobody comes for a blues player on shit. You actually tell them to play it again. You're actually singing it with them. You're actually getting raunchy with them.
Saying, because this is where I'm going with it. So like me and you on the same page with it. Because I was like, you can't, you getting mad at Young Miami for making a song that is a bop to this young generation, where it's, I guess, in most people's terms, is glorifying illegal acts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Me and Mrs. Jones is one of our favorite songs in the world, and they're telling you to do something that is actually illegal. Fuck another man's wife.
Woman to woman.
Woman to
We
woman,
lay.
as we
You
like.
know, like we have a lot of songs out here that we absolutely love, and they are standards in the Black community. But
And it again, it's no downplay to India Arie. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying
yeah,
what she's saying is wrong, because she's right, but
I feel like she's right too.
she's right with a situation of, you have to get your mental where India Arie is, because my mental is exactly where you are. I'm not playing that type of music. My son doesn't listen to that type of music. So you're right in that level, but you can't tell a 22-year-old to not play this type of music in front of their children. This is what builds the stigma, and it is not us, because they keep on trying to make it us. It is an industry wave that is saying this is what you're supposed to do. What we fail to realize is, this is not Black people trying to destroy Black people. This is a culture in itself called the music game that is ran by another culture that is telling another culture, this is what you need to produce.
Yeah.
So until you wake up and realize that,
Yeah.
then yes, this is going to happen. Case in point, I will go completely back, because this is not only a bop, this is a cult classic. You were saying this about Young Miami and how she's talking about scammers. Chuck Berry made a song called My Diggling that was #1 on the charts. My Diggling. My Diggling. I want you to play with My Diggling, which actually got played so much that it started getting put on fucking sitcoms, and even got put in The Simpsons.
Yeah. My dingling.
So if we're gonna talk about how the Black people they so typecast and wop, no, it's not Black people. It's the structure that music is on, built by another culture. So don't hate Young Miami, hate the fucking business.
Yeah.
It's the same way with don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah. Moral of the story. So we have a lot of comments on this one. Tohi says, I mean, music does have influence, and I think folks spoke out from both sides in regards to music from men and women. I guess it's something to be said about us, a people with music we listen to. Maybe if there was music made by us that was more uplifting, then maybe the way we think and see ourselves would be different. We do have a lot of uplifting music. We just ain't listening to the shit.
And we had that. And at one point, I will say, at one point in the early 2000s, from probably 2003 to 2010, we had a lot of great uplifting music. But you know what we were doing as a people? We wasn't listening to it.
Nope, we were chilling at the Holiday Inn.
Exactly.
So Beckerman says, not familiar with Young Miami. It sounds like a Blanche made up on Golden Girls to trick dudes into thinking she isn't old. No.
You know what? You are completely right, because Young Miami ain't young. Young Miami is 32 years old, promoting scammers and boosters.
She ain't necessarily promoting them.
She's
She's
promoting.
just shouting out the ones that are already established.
She's promoting. And we're not, because two things are right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, two things are right. Arie is right with saying some people don't want to be free. And that's fair, and that's 100% right. Because some people love to be in the Matrix. We've seen the Matrix before. We've seen who crossed them because he was like, I don't give a fuck that it's not a steak, because when I bite into it, I taste the steak.
Mm-hmm.
So we understand some people don't want to be free. But at the same time that she's being true, you can't tell a 22-year-old or an 18-year-old or a 14 or 15-year-old that this is not a song that relates to them, because especially for Black people, when you live in poverty, who you see shining? The ones that are doing everything that they told you not to do.
Yeah.
They told you don't sell drugs. And then every drug dealer you seen made more money than your mother and father.
Yep.
They told you not to scam, and you seen every scammer made more money than your mother and father. So it's still going to be a bop. Not saying that you're going to do it. And that's the thing that I think people don't understand. Just like everybody before our generation listened to NWA, that didn't make every last one of them a gangster. That just made every last one of them relate to gangster shit because they was around real gangsters.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like you got to understand what the demographic is trying to give you. It's not Black people trying to tear Black people under. It's the conglomerate telling Black people that you have to only preach this to Black people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at Young Miami. I'm not gonna play the song. One, I'm not a bitch. And that's not downplaying any woman or anything. I'm just saying I'm not a bitch.
Men love that song, by the way.
Listen to what I'm about to say.
Okay.
One, I'm not a bitch. Two, I'm not in any type of illegal business.
Yeah.
So I can't relate to the song. At the same time that I can't relate to the song because I'm a man in my 40s that don't scam and don't hustle anymore, doesn't mean that I'm going to tell my nephew who is out here, like not out here like that, but he's where he can't say, oh, I like this song because he likes it because he sees scammers and boosters. I can't say that. At the same time, I will say this with 100% honesty. All of y'all in y'all 40s that are just like me, every last one of y'all bitch ass niggas miss boosters.
Man.
Every last one of y'all niggas miss boosters.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So stop acting like that.
Right. If a booster had a deal, you would most definitely take them up on that deal if it's something you need. So
I'm not saying she's right.
Yeah, but we know what it is. And we know folks, if we weren't the folks, we know folks that got deals on shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's part of life that people have shit and sell shit and we buy shit.
That's it.
Yeah. Tohi says, too much of one thing is never good, and it's about balance. Maybe if they was balanced, then nobody would be tripping so much.
And I give you that, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's a learning process.
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all the truth. For the past week, my song that's on a playlist that I've been listening to every morning is "Fallen" by Jay-Z. And one of the bars that I relate to, because it means way more than what the song is, as he says, every woman that I left, or every girl that I left from this woman has a college degree coming. So that means you're gonna fall into the scamming, the drug dealing, all this, because you're gonna think that's what it is. And at the end of the day, you're gonna realize the square and the man that goes slow to win the race always is gonna beat you. And you don't realize that until you become me or Lindsay. When you're in your teens and your 20s, and some of y'all in y'all 30s, y'all keep on thinking all that fast shit, bop, 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 is the thing, and that's what they capitalize on.
Mm-hmm.
And they get y'all on that because y'all get in that mode, and then y'all wake up, and then y'all realize that y'all 50, and nothing changed for you. Nothing changed for you, your children, or anything because you were caught into fast shit. That's why they don't teach you nothing. That's the problem with it. But that has nothing to do with Black as a culture. That has everything to do with the people that quote unquote run the Black culture is not Black. So they're not going to tell you what they tell their children. So they're going to allow a young Miami to do this. And our kids are going to bop to a young Miami. And it's nothing wrong with bopping from a young Miami. The problem is what is going on in your house.
And that's the key. And that's the key. And Trick Turner says he's watching. Hello. And he says, play that Candy Liquor at an old folks function and watch how they turn it out.
Thank you. Thank you.
So he also says, I mean, a balance in pop culture, because while there is what is to be considered good music, it's extremely hard to find these days. There is something to be said about repetition as well. Beckerman says, Baby It's Cold Outside got canceled like 70 years after it came out. The lady in the song literally talks about her drink tasting funny.
100%.
Yeah.
Thank you, Beck. And Beckerman is a person of color, but he's not Black. This is what I'm saying. They've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
This ain't got nothing to do with the culture.
Yeah.
This has everything to do with the industry. It's always been putting you in this satire or this BS of falling into consuming some more things that are not good for you.
Yeah. So Tohi also says, the more you consistently push a narrative, etc., then one starts to believe it. And
that's what the industry is. And that's exactly what the industry is. But at the same time, again, I will repeat, what's in your household? Because you can listen to a lot of things. Case in point, I know a chemical engineer that all they ever listened to was gangster rap. This shit was going on everywhere. And they knew more gangster rap than I did. And I thought I was in the streets. But when he came home, his father instilled in him that this is what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck what you listening to. This is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and so that's the thing.
We can't blame outside parties.
Mm-hmm.
We got to blame the village.
There you go.
Like don't blame Young Miami for making a bop for teenagers and young adults. Don't blame her. Blame who the fuck is raising these teenagers and young adults.
Yeah, that's it. So Trick Turner also says, you haven't lived until you've seen your great aunts and uncles drunk hump dancing to raunchy blues songs. #traumatized.
Dude.
Yeah, it sounds like you lived a bit too well.
7. And because I know where you go.
Mm-hmm.
Last $2? Last $2 is the nastiest song I've seen old people dance I'm talking about I was traumatized as a young man. Last $2 come on, and I watch a bunch of old people grind on each other. Or last $4, whatever it was, last $2 or last $4. It's a blues song. Oh man, they damn near dry humping each other, ready to find the next Viagra.
But shoot, I was seeing the shit prior to Viagra, so yeah.
That's what I'm saying. This has always been there.
It's always been there. It's just people pick and choose who they want to have be the sacrificial lamb, And it's a double standard. It's not fair and stuff like that because, I mean, if you look at rap in itself, men and women are treated completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like men can get up and say all kinds of crazy ass shit, but the women, no. Once you get to talking about scamming and boosters, it's a problem. But whatevs. That is that on that. So I don't have a final thought. So Jerry's final thoughts. Take it away.
All right. My Jerry's final thought of the night is this. I want every person that is listening to me, because I'm saying every person, that is every person of every different genre that you're in. I don't care what you are. Stop saying derogatory jokes to each other. That shit is weird to me. I want everybody in the world to listen to what I'm saying right now. It is very like this pause era that is going on. You're only seeing it with like certain type of rappers and all that because in real time, people are saying very derogatory shit to each other. Stop doing that. And the only reason why I say that is because y'all are becoming very outlandish. Y'all are saying some crazy things to each other. Just the other day, I promise you, I was in a grocery store and I watched a man say, hey man, you too close to my cart. And I watched a trans man say, or excuse me, a trans woman say, I could put more in your cart than you got right now. And I'm like, no, let's stop. Let's stop right there. Let's not do that. That can go far left. And if y'all were in the corporate world, that would have got y'all fired. Like, let's not do that. Like,
yeah, a little bit.
Like, calm down. Calm down. Just walk away sometimes. No, like sometimes you just need to walk away. It was weird to me, and I was like, man, nah, y'all tripping. Like, we gotta know the climate that we in is not being on no extra, because I love people for who they are. And you be who you are. I'm never gonna tell you to not be who you are, because I'm gonna love you for the person that you are. But I want y'all to understand that certain things should not be said. And people are gonna give me backlash for that, but that's the honest to God truth. And same example, same point. I was in a situation at work where someone wanted me to do restraint classes, and some person was like, "Oh man, yeah, like my back hurt," and another person turned around and was like, "Yeah, I'm trying to get my back hurt right now by Troy," and I was like, "No, what the fuck are you talking about?" They like, "No, I just want to go through. I need a research," and I'm like, "Say that." Say that.
Right.
You don't know who you're around. And the only reason why I'm telling y'all that is because you never know who you are offending when you say certain things. So learn how to word things better and be more professional. And I'm only telling you this is because I'm learning to be more professional. Because as I grow in life, being the man that I am, I don't never want to do anything to offend everybody around me. Now, not saying that I never will, but like when it comes to that right there, the things that I just said, it's like certain things you have to understand that like it don't rock the boat like you think it rocks the boat.
Yeah.
And as always, take care of yourself and others.
Yes. Thank you for Jerry's final thoughts. So
I want to get my back broke. It's crazy. I was like, no.
That was insane. Right.
Stop that right now, because I got a girl that is crazy.
I can only take that one way. Like, yeah. So,
I got a girl that is crazy. If you said that in front of her, she would have immediately knocked your teeth out your mouth.
Dude, right between the washer and dryer.
I'm talking about like no hesitation. She would have been like, man, are you, what the?
What are y'all doing?
And she would have found a way to be mad at me about it.
Oh, yeah. It would have definitely been your fault. 1,000%. Because what the hell are y'all doing up here? You know, so, but yes, this was episode 203 of the Ish We Talk. Our live show is a little over a month away and tickets are still on sale. So definitely go to Eventbrite and look up the Ish We Talk first annual podcast expo. So yeah, they are.
So, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
So again, I've said this before, but with this expo, it's not just us. We have other podcasts that you're going to see. We are trying to build a movement, y'all.
Yes.
And everybody can be a part of that. We're trying to grow with this. From what we do, from the podcast that we got, what they do, from other podcasts. You can be in any genre. We are not discriminating. Mm-hmm. We want to build this because what we want to do is build a community of everybody that is taking care of each other. It's like a co-op.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, we want to start this.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing this right now. And I want every last one of y'all to be a part of this. Don't be that Connor. Don't say, oh, well, nah, they don't relate to us. We're not doing that. Mm-hmm. We're for everybody. Everybody can relate. We got a space for everybody. This is a safe space.
Right. And we'll have vendors. We'll have food. We're going to have a DJ, MC. It's going to be a night. It's going to be a night for sure. You're going to definitely enjoy yourself. For sure. So definitely come on out. Like I said, the tickets are on sale now. They're on Eventbrite. Or if you don't want to do Eventbrite, you can also purchase them in person at Wet Paint and Hairspray at 5532 Troost. So yes. But like I said, this was episode 203 of the Ish We Talk, and we will see you guys for episode 204. Bye.
Exactly.